comedian Nova Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So yeah, I briefly mentioned it last night, but the old lady, the missus, the old ball and chain, has hepatitis A, and I'm filing for divorce now. Her being sick isn't part of the deal of our marriage. The only person that can get sick is me. Otherwise, it all falls apart. So the other day she went in, I think it was Thursday or Wednesday, she went in for some blood tests because she'd just been feeling shit, hasn't been able to eat, all that sort of shit. So she went in for some blood tests and they came back on Thursday. And all the doctor said to her was, "We got your blood results back and I have booked you in for an ultrasound. I need you to do the ultrasound immediately." And that's it. Nothing else. Just full hardcore fucking panic. It's so fucked. Who teaches these cunts anything? So my wife's calling up the doctors going, "All right, that's cool, but like, why am I going in for the ultrasound? What's going on? Can I fucking find out? Because my sister's a doctor. I'd like to talk to her about it." She gets a receptionist. The receptionist is like, "We don't know anything. The doctor's not available to speak to. Just go in and do the ultrasound." And so she calls me in a big panic. And she's like, "I got my blood results back and they want me to do an ultrasound like immediately." And like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, your mind just runs wild on something like that. You go all over the fucking place. You're like, have they found something fucking serious? Like, is this like one of the bad ones? It can't be, can it? Like, what's going on? What the fuck is going on? Someone tell us what's going on. Because your mind is just fucking going crazy. So my wife just keeps calling back the doctor just to speak to him and just can't get hold of him for like 3-4 hours. So we're just like, what the fuck is going on? How bad is this? What is it? And then the doctor finally calls back and he's like, "Yeah, we got your blood test back and you've got some enzymes that are high in your liver." And my wife's like, "What does that mean? Is it serious?" And he's like, "Yes." That's what the cunt said. He's like, "Yes, it is serious. We need you to go in for an ultrasound immediately and we need to take more blood tests to figure out what this is." So we call like 1,000 different fucking imaging places and everyone's booked out. That's what it's like in Australia. You need something done fast here. It's fucking impossible. Well, not impossible, but it's fucking a lot. So we called like maybe 15, 20 places and finally got in for somewhere the next morning. I don't know what the fuck we were going to do if we couldn't find a place. Just go to emergency, I suppose. And so the next morning we go down to the fucking imaging place to do an abdominal scan. And the technician doing the scan, you get nothing out of them either. They're just doing measurements and shit. They're not meant to diagnose anyone. So they've got to shut the fuck up. So you're like trying to judge from their face what's going on. And you ask as well, like, "Is everything all right?" They're like, "Oh, yeah." So you're playing a game of like poker face and fucking like guess the reaction. So it's like 2 days now with no idea what's going on except some vague sense of there's something serious going on. And then my wife starts freaking out because the lady who did the ultrasound was like, "This usually takes 2 days to process and get the report, but we're going to get it back to you this afternoon. Go see your doctor." We're like, what the fuck does that mean? Anyway, we leave that fucking joint. Still no idea what's going on. We get to the doctor and this dude is the most Chinese man you've ever seen in your entire life. If you went back to like the 1930s, fucking Looney Tunes, the guy Yosemite Sam is like fucking chasing down the fucking train tracks, trying to shoot at him. I'm telling you, he was that Chinese. I don't know if that's the right timeline of Yosemite Sam, but you get my point. So we go in. I can barely understand what the cunt's saying, but he's made it like a game show. He's like, we've got your results back. I'm not doing the Chinese accent, but it was thick. It was real thick. And he's like, he's like, all right, so we got the result for hepatitis C, and it's a negative. It's a negative for hepatitis C. That's how he presented it. And then he's like, and we also got the test back for hepatitis B. Hepatitis B, the second result coming in. And we have a... And me and my wife are like, what the fuck is going on? And like the suspense is killing me. It's like Deal or No Deal or something. Just open the fucking briefcase. And so, hepatitis B, we've got a negative. Oh, negative. And me and my wife are high-fiving and hugging each other. But that's what it was seriously like. And then he didn't say anything about hepatitis A. He started going on about some Epstein-Barr virus or whatever. But he didn't seem to know anything about that. And he said, everything's fine, don't worry. So we're like, all right, what the fuck is going on? And we fucking leave the doctor's office and drive home. And on the drive home, we get a call from the original Chinese doctor that my wife went to. And he's like, hey, I just got your results. You got hepatitis A. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Why didn't the cunt who was doing Deal or No Deal with our lives say that? And he's like, well, he just got it orally. Like the lab came back and said, it's hepatitis A. We haven't got the report yet. And they hadn't got the fucking ultrasound done or results back yet. But he's like, it's most definitely hepatitis A. You must have got it while you were traveling. It's usually contracted by contaminated water or some shit. Actually, I think it's a little bit of shit. I think it's like fecal matter in the water or food or something like that you get it. So he gave us nothing else after that. Then the ultrasound came back and he's like, yeah, you've got a inflamed liver, which is consistent with hepatitis A. So just take a little bit of rest and it just looks after itself. There's nothing you can do about it. So we're like, all right, well, what the fuck is going on? You just rest. And then the fucking district nurse calls up like it's fucking 12 Monkeys outbreak. And she fucking quizzes my wife for like fucking an hour, working out where she'd been, how she might have contracted it, where she's fucking working, has she been washing her hands after she shits, all this sort of stuff. So they're making a huge fucking deal out of it. Seriously, like it's fucking COVID again or something. And then my wife's like, all right, should I isolate? They're like, no, don't worry about it. And we're like, can we send the kids to school still? They're like, yeah, send the kids, that's fine. And childcare, they're like, yeah, send them to childcare, that's cool. And my wife was like, I'd been to work. Should I notify work? They're like, nah, don't worry about it. We're like, all right, well, what the fuck was all that about then? So basically, all it is just fucking stay at home and rest. There's nothing you can do. It eventually just goes away. And then once you've had hepatitis A, you just get lifetime immunity to it anyway. So I don't know if I've got it or had it. I just feel shit all the time. So I can't tell. I probably had it first. My wife could tell. She's like, my energy levels just aren't the same. I can't do anything. She's doing way more than I'm doing now. That's how high her base rate energy levels are. That's what I was saying to her. I was like, if you spent like a day in my body with my energy levels, you'd think you'd have hepatitis fucking A all the time. You would understand why I get basically nothing done ever. If I was in your body for a day, I'd be like, oh my God, this is like fucking being on crack cocaine. It'd be nice to do that for a day, just to have a fucking see what's going on. So when I'm sitting on the couch for 8 hours most days and popping in to do a quick podcast, you understand that that takes all my energy. But anyway, she's on the back end of it. She's starting to feel good. She's starting to eat a little bit more. The energy levels are getting up. But it was a scare. Like, when you don't know what's going on, your mind goes. And this is what my wife said to me. Like, yesterday in the car, after we found out everything that happened and everything was sort of like clear, she's like, I didn't know what was going on. And I started thinking the worst. And I actually had a little bit of a laugh to myself, because I was like, if I'm really sick, what the fuck is David going to do? What the fuck is he going to do? He's going to be fucked. And it's true. She cannot die or get sick. I have to get sick and die first. It's not even a fucking... It can't even be thought about. And she was like, what would you do if I was to go? I'm like, the first thing I'd do is fly directly to fucking India and move in with your parents. And she's like, you can't fucking do that. You're not doing that. You're not going to India and ruining my parents' retirement. I'm like, well, you're not fucking here anymore. I can do whatever the fuck I want. You're not stopping me from doing anything anymore. And then she's like, what the fuck would you have done? And I'm like, well, I would have fucking managed, I don't know, moved out to Bathurst or something. And plus you've got that life insurance policy as well. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, you got it with your work when you signed up. She's like, I don't remember that. I'm like, I do. I fucking remember it. I was like, Jesus, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Anyway, fucking, that'll do it for today. I just want to fucking shout out a few of the legends that have fucking joined the Patreon over the last couple of days, because you're getting behind the Boyle, and the Boyles are going to fucking deliver. Next week, I'm starting to Jenny Diaries, and I don't give a fuck. I'm just doing it. Even if it sucks at the start, I'm just fucking doing it. So fucking Kai Johnston, thanks for jumping on board. Thanks for buying the Boyle a pint. Martin Sleeman, the Slee fucking dog. He's on board. I had a fucking mate when I was younger, Jamie Sleeman. He was about fucking up to my elbow. He was a tough cunt, and he had no fucking teeth. He was a roofer. So I like the last name, Sleeman. And some cunt named BDM fucking is buying the Boyle a pint. Anyway, I fucking appreciate the Patreons coming on board. If you want to support me, support the podcast, show your gratitude, whatever you want to do, join the Patreon. It's at boylecomedy.com. You'll see the link. It's a fucking P. It's much appreciated. And I'll see you the fuck later.